Hey everyone, so during my last trail cam video, I targeted and was ultimately successful capturing a rare Massachusetts snowshoe hare. So since then, I decided to dedicate the month of February to setting up my trail cameras along the banks of a local Massachusetts river, several miles downstream from where I had set them up during the month of December. My goal then, as it is for this video, is to capture a diversity of Massachusetts wildlife, which abounds in and around river systems. Okay, so I set up a total of five trail cameras along this section of river. I have one a few hundred feet downstream from my position, another a few hundred feet upstream, and I have three right here in this immediate vicinity. Including this one, I have one set up just beyond the camera here, and a third one set halfway down the riverbank down there. And the reason I've decided to cluster three cameras right here is because over the last couple weeks, I've noticed a lot of river otter tracks and slides through the snow. And I love getting river otters captured on trail cameras. I have been fortunate to capture footage of river otters on one of my trail cameras back in December, several miles upstream. And I am hopeful that I can get some additional footage from this different section of the river. And as I mentioned in the introduction, I'm going to leave the cameras here for the month of February as we inch closer to spring. Okay, so just a few days later, I checked up on the cameras, and while approaching the one where you just watched me do my intro, I had a welcome surprise. There were river otter slides crisscrossing all over the place, leading right up to the camera itself. And here is the resulting footage. Now check out these otters barreling their way through fresh powder. North American river otters have a large home range, and it is likely that this is the same family captured in early winter several miles upstream. Probably a mother and her yearling young that will likely venture out on their own as she prepares to raise a new litter. River otters have a high metabolism, which they counter with a voracious, diverse diet, which includes fish, frogs, crayfish, small mammals, and turtles. I actually have a good reptile friend who refers to them as river murderers, in part because, like me, he has a soft spot for turtles, especially wood turtles. But whether they have a serious impact on turtle populations is open for debate. Other noteworthy wildlife captured on the cameras usually occurred at night. I was pleased that a couple of the cameras captured a few of the resident coyotes in the area. Eastern coyotes are larger than their western counterparts and appear more wolf-like. This is no coincidence because studies have shown that here in the Northeast, coyotes have between 8 and 25% wolf DNA. Wolves and coyotes likely hybridized when coyotes came into contact with wolves about 100 years ago in the Great Lakes region, as the western coyote migrated east to fill the apex predator niche after wolves and mountain lions unfortunately were killed off by humans. Well, there's no surprise that raccoons were caught on camera, especially considering that on the edge of a river there are plenty of food sources. In fact, they have been referred to as one of the world's most omnivorous animals. But what I find most fascinating about raccoons is their intelligence. One study, for an example, showed that raccoons understood the abstract principles of locking mechanisms by being able to open 11 out of 13 complex locks in under a dozen attempts. Some neuroscientists have concluded that raccoons are as intelligent as primates. So basically they are applying physics when determining the most effective way to knock over your garbage barrel. Okay, so some of the other animals caught on the trail cameras included this eastern cottontail. Now notice how much larger the snowshoe hare is compared to the cottontail, especially regarding their ears and hind feet. So basically the snowshoe hare is just, a cooler looking animal. Scaling down more in size, most of the cameras captured the ever-present white-footed mouse. And it is worth mentioning that this species is the reservoir host for the Lyme disease bacterium, and is why such predators as owls and rodent-eating snakes are vital in keeping such mice populations in check. Two of the cameras also managed to capture a couple of shrews, and if these are the common short-tailed shrews, they are unique among mammals in that they are venomous, and they use their venomous saliva to paralyze prey, which ranges from invertebrates to mice. Also during the month of February, I had one camera set up in my backyard, and check out what was captured on one night in particular. Wait for it. Now this was a very lucky capture of a barred owl striking out after its white-footed mouse prey. Overall, February was a cold, snowy month, but observing some Massachusetts wildlife surviving in such trying conditions certainly made it interesting for me and hopefully for some of you as well. Thanks for watching.